but thank you, beta, you're doing a wonderful job here. So that is very much required. You can have a good audiobook if the person who is reading it, narrating it, knows how to pronounce the words correctly, and Urdu is a difficult language. Now let's move to the second panelist here. Dr. Sadiqullah Jan Saab, please बताइए something about how books can help the youth.
Yes, I'm Dr. Sadiqullah Khan and I come from Wana, South Waziristan. So I hope that should not scare the people here that I'm from Waziristan. Thanks to Madam Kelani, इनके साथ मेरी मीटिंग हुई और we discussed about my books. I write in English. Till now I have written 15 books. The human condition is the main focus of my books, and whatever we pass through, वो जो हम सब पे गुजरती है तो वही हम पे दिखते हैं. And there are also many areas of my writings which touch into spirituality, which includes like history and the philosophy as I understand it. I am not like a regular student of philosophy. Most of my books are published abroad. They are available on Amazon. I do read as well. So for me, reading is separate and writing is separate. So if you are not a good reader, you can never be a good writer. And as for my reading habit is, so I don't go for like one single book that I'll be reading. I'll be reading a couple of books with me. So presently, if I tell you that I am reading Gibbon, I am reading Roots, I am reading Kazai, I am reading another book. So there are multiple books. And some of the books that come your way, you just go through few pages of that. And people of my age will definitely not go waste a lot of time on a book which is not to be finished. Well, you get an idea of the book. If we are talking about Rumi, this doesn't mean that we have to read R.M. Nicholson's book about Rumi. I have read Rumi's biography. Well, that is wonderful. Or if we are reading Hafiz or a translation of Hafiz. So, where from I come, where from my poetry or my writing has come, it's from a very rich tradition of this last couple of centuries, I would say. And I'm very proud of that thing, that what I'm representing, and I'm representing that in English though, and it is current, it is today's, it is contemporary writing, but I say that I am rooted somewhere which we all should be proud of that. Whether it is our Urdu history of writing, whether it's college, whether it is within our country. And one more point that I point out and I write about is what happens. I'm a direct writer of that in poetic form. So if I have written all these 15 books, 12 books, 3 books to come, and now I'm feeling like, tired and well, it's time that I should be participating somehow in imparting my knowledge. One point I'll say, because there are officers sitting here and Dinky has been talking about it, that I have always been an advocate of the officers' writing, because I have read officers, British officers from Indian Civil Service, the CSP officer, and today we have a dearth of officers. We don't have officers whom we are either reading, either in history, or whether it is some other genre like poetry, like linguistics. So I have been through a number of books in which British officers have translated Pashto. They have given grammar in Pashto, and in a very difficult Pashto, like Waziri Pashto, grammar of Waziri Pashto, coming from an officer who has been here from England. So a place where I can't go and I am not going that one. And if I am saying that if we are talking of bureaucracy, it started from Chinese concept. And some of the writers like Sushi and Wang Bi, they were great poets, great writers, and great officers of their time. So it was imperative for an officer in China or anywhere or in England or in ICS that he has to be a writer. We know about history of Pathans through Olaf Carroll, so we don't have any other authority. We know the history of Sin from an ICS officer. That's the only authentic book which I have in my work as well. So what I want to tell them is, to tell the officer and tell the new generation is not only to read the book, reading itself is very, very important. And if I just say that recently where we stand when it comes to reading, we are only better than Afghanistan. Out of 102 countries, Pakistan is better than Afghanistan, while India stands at number 2 after US. This is statistics. So here is, I think, the role which Read Pakistan is playing. And it's a very big challenge for Read Pakistan. And I'm very proud of that I'm part of this organization. And we will be together with them. And we will try that whatever possible reading. And it's not only reading for the time that we have to have a time of reading, but what you are getting out of that reading, what books you are selecting for your reading. There are a lot many readings, there are a lot many books. So that is my...
Doctor, there is one very important question. As a writer, I'm going to ask you, and this is the topic